Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we were going to be trying to play Light-Paws. I saw a list on Twitter about this deck and how Light-Paws can come back. I talked about it in my ranking video where I thought Demonic Ruckus with Light-Paws would be a very kind of strong combo, more or less in Pioneer or Explorer if you want to call it that on Arena. And because Light-Paws was so strong in that format for a while and then it kind of died off because a lot of times you're trying to play Light-Paws and keep it protected. But a card like Demonic Ruckus can come out of the plot zone right onto Light-Paws on that turn 2 if our shields are down on our opponent. And then we can get something like this. In Pioneer, we have better options than this that are 1 mana and things like that. So we get a little bit better choices there. But other than that, we get to put this right on the Light-Paws immediately. And if we do have protection, we can just go grab like in Pioneer and all the glitters. But here we're playing Standard. So I'm going to talk about Standard. Apologies. But what's our main game plan? And the fact that we're going to try to play one of these 1-drops early, whether that's a visitor to pump our creatures whenever we're playing any of the enchantments in our deck, or play the Admirer to be the main attached on creature because of the Ward 2 being so relevant. Long Goodbye is not necessarily a card that we have to worry about too much, so we're definitely going to benefit from having a card like this in our deck. Long Goodbyes are typically a one of, especially in Best of One, because they get really weird and awkward in Best of One sometimes. So most likely it'll dodge that regardless. But we get to put Audacities on, Ruckuses on. These cards kind of fit the same role, except this is a 2/0 and this is just a 1/1 that gives Menace and Trample. And this just gives Trample, so that's a little bit cool. But we have a little bit of a weird kind of 1-2 punch in here as well with the Naturalist and Nakami, along with like a Calyx kind of sitting on the sideline to kind of act as like this little enchantment synergy deck with everything that we're trying to do. Because our big enchantments that are coming in off the top, if I can move these over, or something like a Tali's Favor where we're putting an aura onto Light-Paws, hopefully is the goal. Go drag an aura out of the deck like the Draconic Destiny, and then this cascades or discovers into another aura, attaching it to Light-Paws, and then we're doing some kind of crazy nonsense there. And it's all good. So last 2 bullets I will talk about are Kellen. This card is a card that we've seen in the past. That's very cool. We can go search our library, do like a Stoneforge Mystic style effect, go grab an aura or equipment. That's also why I have the Lava Spur boost for the ward and the haste if we actually get to that point. Or we also have One Last Job, and this is a 3 mana plus whatever the bottom parts are to either return a creature, return mounted amount or vehicle. That part's not relevant. Or return or our equipment card from the graveyard to the battlefield attached to a creature you control. So we can kind of go ahead and cast this later in the game to get a creature back if needed, or just go ahead if we're looking for one last aura that we need to put into play with like a Light-Paws. We can use this One Last Job to do that. So outside of that, let's go ahead and hop into the games. Bada bing, bada boom. How are we doing? Go first? I mean, yeah. This hand's kind of what we want here, right? Our opponent's on a maul. We'll see what happens. Alright. Almost messed up. Almost played the visitor, but that's fine. Fire down. Like very possible if I play both these visitors that they die, but I'm gonna play one and I'm gonna kind of try to start cashing in on this since they have nothing in my way. I have a creature with Warden going well. Don't really have a way. They just mainboard pest control. Are we for real? What? That's not real, dude. I can't believe that I had such a good setup and my opponent's like, here's pest control, good luck. I'm just like, are you kidding me? That's the inner. Yeah, I was saying there's a pause here, so definitely being careful on this one, that's for sure. Shoot for it now. I mean, if we're just like Orzhov spot removal, then yeah, man, you got it. Sure, dude. Main board just straight up playing pest control. Sure. Nobody plays that card. The one time I play a ward creature, it comes out. No, I didn't have fun. Don't talk to me, Arena. I'm sick of you. I'm so mad about that pest control, dude. All right, we go first. Have a similar situation. I get pest controlled, bro. On site with somebody. Developers, you're at risk. I'm telling you that much. Of being incredibly loved by the community. Nothing more than that. What do you think? I was threatening you? Not me. It couldn't be me. I would never. Oh, this is the Desert's target deck. I'm just gonna go ahead and slam Light-Paw. Desert's crime deck. I think their whole goal is to play Deserts and play kind of Stompy Boys and play flash creatures and things like that, and things that really care about this stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, all we saw is more desert pinging and ramp. Yes, sir. Would you like? They choose to bring back nothing. Doesn't really work, I guess. Like Calyx and then Audacity. I'd probably just go ahead and Audacity here, I think. Give it trample, take this action, go look, grab his combat research, giving it ward. His attack was my 5/3. No reason to swing my 1/1 in. We're kind of just using it to hold back on some things. And we draw a really nice card in Kami, so that's pretty sick. Here we are. Light-Paws with ward. Another tap land, another crime technically committed. Aftermath Analyst. Prime burn. Oh no. You basically land or put him onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. I was reading your cards, opponent. I've not seen them before. Please. I mean, the worst part is they're fine because my cards, I can't even cast them. They just don't know it. My opponent goes first. No way. Yeah, it's fine. Ooh. We do have a ward creature, so we're looking pretty okay. We have some untapped mana that makes it pretty easy to smooth out our hand here. Realistically, our goal, not blocking. You can pump that if you want. I don't care. I don't care about it. Pump it real good. I didn't say that, chat. You can't convince my opponent that I said it. Best part about this is it actually helps us dodge Liliana, which is cool. But hey, buddy. It was nice knowing you. No. I just talked about dodging Liliana. Ooh. Do that. Not really looking to do anything else. Helps dodge Liliana and Shieldred's Edict, by the way. There's like a multiple things like having this ward creature around is going to protect us from. They hit their third land. Could be a lot of bad things here. Could be like a Gix. Could be a Liliana. Could be other things. Could be this thing. Could be that thing. Nice 2. Sack a creature. We sack our ward creature. This has double strike. They can't even attack through it. Aw, come on, opponent. You could have. I wasn't saying you didn't have to. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Yes, I'd like to take this action. I'd like to put this on my Light-Paws. I think. Do I care about Liliana plussing here? Not really. I'm going to go face because we're really close to striking for like lethal next turn. Hit them down. They obviously don't block because why would they? They would lose both their creatures and they might need to hold it back for a bigger creature next turn. Sure. No? Sure. Uh-huh. So this is unblockable by them right now. We can get it to be 10. We really need to draw an aura.
Drop it.
Gotta land a discard. That's why we didn't really care. Second Light-Paws is not really what we want. We pretty much forced them to have to block. Force. Audacity's pretty good. Combat Research is also incredible, I think. But it doesn't give it like trample. This is 10. So I have to make sure it's enough. Which technically it wouldn't be. So I'm going to grab Audacity so I get to draw a card regardless. Do this. Realistically, now Kellen's the problem. It's not even like Light-Paws is the problem. Kellen unblockable. The Menace. Graveyard Trespasser has to block. We'll see what our draw is. Kind of good. I mean, it is good. We get to play it and then replay the Audacity from the yard. Because on a plus here, we obviously let Light-Paws go. A minus, I still think I let Light-Paws go. Again, this is the lethal threat here. We draw a land, we can double down, play both of our creatures. They're at 3. Looking kind of tough. Underdog and a concession. Wanna go first? Sure. This hand's actually... Actually, this hand's kind of what we want. I know these are in here, but idealistically, we want to put Ruckus in the thing, play Light-Paws, and then go get the thing that gives it that protection. Really relies on our opponent to be tapped out, though, and then we can kind of follow up with a couple extra creatures on the following turn. Obviously, the goal would be to hopefully that our Light-Paws lives. It's always the goal. Depending what we draw, we might change our plan. Because if I draw another land that allows me to play both of these along with putting... Actually, I can just do that. I'm lying, chat. I'm changing all of my plans. I'm going to play the Admirer. What did they do this for? Oh, they went and got a basic land. I was like, what? What was... I've seen cards I've not seen in a very long time today. Although, double green, I kind of want to just play the Light-Paws. But I know... It hurts so good, dude. Let us play Visitor and put the Ruckus in the thing like we want. We know that's what we want to do. Plot here, yes. Then I can play Light-Paws, play the other Visitor, and then play the Ruckus on Light-Paws, and then these can pump it. Or they'll... Honestly, I'll probably have them pump the Admirer. Just to make it kind of like this 3/3 off to the side, just doing good work. Whereas, like, Light-Paws is going to be the target of removal anyway, and we're hoping to kind of bring it back from the graveyard. But who knows? Or... Oh, Chad, it's all coming together. Or I do something like this, which is actually super sick. Ooh, actually, Chad, I'm changing my mind a lot. I'm gonna play around the 3-mana card because it can exile enchantments, I believe, and I don't want Calyx to get exiled. Light-Paws, up and at him, Light-Paws. Here we go, was Visitor. Get my value. Honestly, go here, here, and here. Again, making my creature that has like that protection kind of what I want. Because Light-Paws goes and grabs that equipment anyway. And I'm going to grab this. Now, if it dies, it comes back. Why can't I think of what... Is it Archdruid's Charm? That's the card I'm trying to play around. I'm pretty sure. I didn't want to play Calyx because Calyx is great if you have a creature that's enchanted hit, because then we start to put ruckuses on everything. But if I played Calyx there and I go to combat after ruckusing this and they just blow up my Calyx, like, it feels really, really bad. So I'm kind of hoping that they play it so my playing kind of pays off. But if they don't play it, then it is what it is. And playing around things that could happen is still what we should be doing. What do we got, opponent? You got something on my instep. That's the Titan of Industry. You grab a land and another thing, that makes sense. Prioritizing putting a blocker in play makes total sense to me. If that's what they plan to do, I guess. They can analyze pollen and collect evidence. Maybe that's why they left that in there. This does something. Here's battlefield. Create 2 food tokens. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice a food. If you do, mill 3 cards. Okay. This one. These will trigger. I could pump this, but I'm not looking to do that. I'm going to put the creature that has menace up. You know, make it a good old hard fun time for them to have to deal with it. 7. Now Calyx will trigger. Take the action. Use a non-linear enchantment. This one, and I would like to actually put it on Visitor, I think. Just like spreading out the love, if you would. Even if they block this, like, sure, this happens. But they are effectively at 10, 13. So we definitely need an enchantment off the top of the library. I guess I could have went ahead and put it on Calyx so Calyx can kind of do some damage. Both of these are here. They can actually... They're one short of this, right? Because they didn't play a mana dork last turn. You may put 2 creatures from your hand on. So they have to pay 1 plus 5. 1 plus 4. Easy math. That's quick math. Good job, Arena. Just tell me the math. Not sure if where I put the ruckus makes sense, but it's where I put it, so that's where it'll say. So now we kind of need to rip an enchantment. We kind of needed to rip a land. Exactly what I want. We can put a counter on there. They have to like block this, kind of, right? Yeah, at least I think. Sure. I mean, combat. I didn't rip an enchantment. I have just as much as my ramp opponent. They're all in. I assume this is sacking of food. They might have a way to blow up an aura. If they do, they do. I'm trying to close out the game. I didn't even bother doing the math. Ask for the blocker here. And to block this, they have to double block. Block here. They have to double block. Wow, they did have it. See, chat? I told you. All card? Dude, the game wasn't going to let me win anyway, apparently. So they block there. You have to double block it. I mean, this gets us off the battlefield regardless, right? I can't grow it big enough to actually trample over it. But I'm just going to grow it regardless. Yeah, it's so close. Alright, down to 2. Calyx hit. Yeah. Let's just put... Yes. Here. Here. Just do some stuff. We're putting these on to make sure if our creature dies, they actually come back. I know. Here's 6. Am I dead, chat? I could be. to get haste, so I could be dead. They have to have exactly 2. They have to have enough to kind of protect themselves. They could gain 4, make a 4/4, which gets them close. Maybe that's argument. I should have made more ruckuses so more creatures could get through, but I was kind of afraid of some kind of like a lot of fighting here. I'm not sure why I was though. Yeah, there's a Titan of Industry. Titan of Industry can blow up Calyx. Most likely you should probably target the Ruckus and then or gain 4 life, make a 4/4. But then you're stuck blocking this and then you die to this. Where you could blow this up, make a 4/4, then you're still dead. I don't think they have a lot of options here. Yeah, the Arc Druid Charm this to kind of help them out, but a little weird. So they gain the life, they go to 7. This has to be double blocked. And somehow, some way, I literally don't have enough power to get in. Because I just can't seem to draw the right cards. Yeah, I mean, get in there. It's just got to be done. Yeah. It doesn't matter, right? No, not really. Because the counter goes on it, I can't rearrange the counter. One, I guess. Or the creature. I suppose this one, maybe? I don't know. Man, this game just hates... I just don't want to draw an aura. Apparently. It is what it is. It's just... Man, it's just frustrating. I've had 2 auras this game. But I've also had 7 auras this game. If I would have made a Ruckus, we've been making Ruckuses, we probably would have won. Because then Ruckus actually gives our creatures a 1/1. I'm not going to lie. Kind of forgot that this doesn't give 1/1s. Alright, so they play a 5/5. They make more foods. You have a land. Or did you already play a land? 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could play a land. And then they would technically have 3 blocks plus 2 food sacks to go up to 7. Because they can technically block with this. And then tap it for mana. And then get another food. As long as they have another mana source in the hand. But who knows? Who knows indeed? Pass? Any passers? Also, by the way, they still have a charm that they can play. Brother, no shot that you just won't give me an aura. Oh, no. Oh man, this game's so tough, dude. Get in there. Good game, me. Man, I think I lose. Right? These don't have like... don't have like menace. Yeah. Sure. In so much pain. Uh-huh. I hate everything about this game right now. Play this guy. Bro, please, an aura. Like, because the problem is, with these in play, like, I'm going to grow my creature that I give trample. But they draw a land for turn. They essentially have 9 more life sitting there in foods, plus 3 blockers. They're at 10, essentially. And that sucks, chat. That sucks so bad.
Please know that I tried.
We lose this game because my client hates me, bro. Straight up. Yeah, we're dead, right? Throw him here. And then die. Just big dead. Yeah, I'm super dead. We go first. Not great to discern our opener, but I think our opener is too strong not to just like play this hand out, so we'll keep. We're gonna try for the ruckus plan. Depending what they play down will depend if I put this Kami in play or not. Red? Kamano? Oh yeah. Kami, you're going into play. That's for sure. Play here. Play my Kami. Put this on here. Just go ahead and let's make this a 4-4. Call it a day. Then I can go get an Audacity or something. And then we can just race if you would like. A pass. Ooh. Let's go look. Actually. I don't want to get the boots. Boots seem good, but also Ollie's favor also seems good. I'll just play this hexproofer that I guess I can use as a blocker. What do they have for 2? Like, I'm definitely attacking with my Kami here. We're kind of in a race. And I'm already doing enough damage to myself with these pain lands. So that's not great. So they waited, and now they're going to get Kami to be exiled. Demonic goes in. We draw a card. Sure. They pass. We can't bring it back, obviously. But we can go for this. Actually, this is pretty sweet. Then I'll just wait one turn here. And my Kellen. Have a good time. Return target amount of vehicle, return aura or equipment card from your graveyard attached to a creature you control. It's kind of what I'm going for here. I'm going to do this for 4, and then I'm going to return this ruckus onto my admirer. A double attack here. Oh boy. Blocks. You gain life on this attack anyway. Wow. Maybe I just do that, right? Sick. You can get bigger, I guess. I'll take that. Again, I'm in a race, plus I'm gaining 4 life here, so I'll take it. And now I can one last job, bring this ruckus back and put it on the naturalist again. But even if they remove it, I will draw another card. Be having a good time. This Kamano is trying to put in the work, but my opponent concedes. Very cool. Very, very sick. All right. Outside of Arena giving me the absolute business today, I think this deck didn't do that bad. And what I mean by that is the amount of times I kind of had these two in my opener that are not castable in my deck, and they're only here to be tutored out with Light-Paws because we don't have a card like Mana Confluence. I've said this. Maybe we play a desert or something, we just use it as a colorless, but either way, these two seem to be in my hand in my opener a lot. And I had a lot of games where like I would start out with like a Copperline Gorge and a Forest in my hand, but then have like a Naturalist and a Light-Paws in my hand and I can't cast them. Or I would start out with a Thicket and a Brushland and then just have like It's Ollie's Favor and a Demonic Ruckus in my hand, so I couldn't cast it. Like, the mana was weird today. The hands were weird. And then, of all games, I just could not draw another aura with an insane amount of pressure on the board. Did I play that game the best? I don't think so. Like I said, I could have put a Ruckus on something, but I was assuming, like, that some amount of fighting / removal was going to come out of the green deck. It just didn't. So I thought, like, I guess I just went wrong with it. We knew they played the Archer's Charm, and my whole goal was basically, if I put enough of these out on my creatures, whenever I draw that aura finally, Light-Paws will go fish out something else. These things will be in play. I'm putting counters everywhere, and then I'm just going to be able to hit big, but it just turned out to be the opposite, and then eventually they just slammed a Nissa and killed me, which was incredible. I had so much fun with that, but also 22 lands. That's a pretty high land count in general in a second best of one. I think with 3 mana being our absolute max, we could probably be roughly around 20 lands. And maybe we can put things like Skrelv in here or something to maybe give a little bit more protection. Or I even like, for the most part, simplifying this deck down a little bit and just either being just like green-white or just red-white, and maybe relying a little bit more like play this, play more of these, even though these are a bit expensive. And then maybe putting Virtuoso or the Slick Shot in here, because then you still have the Ruckus Slick Shot plan, but you also can play Light-Paws on the side and then start enchanting those instead, and having Light-Paws grow equally as big at the same time until you were ready to kind of get in there. The only argument against that is you lose this ward creature, which is very, very good, and we also lose Visitor, which had kind of won me over today. Normally in these Light-Paws lists, I don't play the Visitor because I think it's a little like kind of cheesy to do, and I don't think it's necessarily that great. But I don't know if these 4 creatures, even including Calyx, these are one of, so no matter how good they kind of are in that spot, like, can we really rely on them? The real thing that we also lose is the Audacity, and maybe that's enough to say, hey man, you really can't do this, and that's probably true. But the 3 color made this deck list a little bit tough. But did we get screwed by Arena a little bit today? Yeah. Could I have played a little tighter in spots? Probably. But both were kind of tough regardless. So outside of that, I'm going to call it there. I hope you all enjoyed this little experiment regardless, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.